Everybody, Spartan here for the recap, January 25th, 2022. Let's talk about what happened today. Basically, we came in today. I was talking about this last night before the market closed. I'm not sure if I did it in the recap, but I was thinking of, we gap down. We get a little bit of a pull. Whoops, I should look at the SPY actually. We gap down, we get a little bit of a pull in the morning, and then we actually start to bounce. Was expecting it to be a little bit bigger of a bounce, but we did stay inside the market today, or inside the last day range. Once the morning opened up and I saw what the range would look like to the downside, I figured we were going to stay inside. So we did play on the short side out the gate this morning on some names. We did quite a bit of long zone, the relative strength. Some of the stuff that we played today on the long side out the gate, we did Tesla long, which worked out really nice. We grabbed it at 911.06. We played it into the 927 area. We were able to get some nice movement on that. We also took mRNA, which had some relative strength right out the gate long. We played it all the way towards that 168 area, ended up getting stopped out the last quarter when it pulled back to the entry. Actually, 162 area, that's where we got out. We did some UPST long in the morning as well, which had some nice relative strength. So that was a good little trade for us. And then we ended up getting back into this name on the long side, equity intraday, playing it, had room towards 106. Didn't think it was going to get there today, but it had a lot of room to the upside. Kramer was talking about, potential buyout candidate. We also rolled in some 110 calls as well, which we are overnighting at the moment. Tesla, we played it a couple times actually intraday. We played it again at the end of the day. On the long side, we grabbed it at around 925. We had stops at $900, and then basically waited for the push back to the highs, added into it, and then we got that nice little move towards the 953 area of resistance on the upside. Some of the stuff that didn't work today. We did a little scalp on CVNA, which was okay. Got about 1.5 points on it. That wasn't bad. We did some coin short around 183, which we got about 6 points on, which wasn't bad. We did some SRRA long on the halt. Unhalted, we sold the rest, and then basically pulled back, stopped us out on that trade. We did some snow short at 266.69, which worked out okay. To the downside, we ended up making about a point on that before taking it off. DKS, we did that long on the equity side as well, looking for a push towards the 120 area, which we did end up hitting. We ended up selling most of the equity before that. We did roll into 125 calls on that as well, which went up 100%. So that was a good trade. We did W long, which worked out nicely. Obviously got a nice little push to the upside there. We also have the 165 calls from yesterday still on, so there was no reason to exit those. We tried some mRNA short twice. Starter size. First time worked for about a point. Second time didn't work. We got stopped out of that one. So that was a failed trade on that mRNA. What else did we do? We did some BA long on the equity side. Ended up getting stopped out of this one. Took it at 202.64. Ended up getting a whip down towards $200. So got stopped out of that one. Didn't work out for us, unfortunately. And then essentially some crowd short at 159, which we got about a point on. And there wasn't really much else that we did. Let's see. We did a little bit of GRNQ long, which we got about a couple cents on, 3-4 cents on the upside, which wasn't bad either. And then at the end of the day, like I said, we did UPST. Oh, shop. I knew I was missing one. We did shop long when it reclaimed EMA support intraday, and we were looking for a push towards 911. On the upside, we ended up selling all the equity there. It started to flag. We grabbed some 1,100 calls. That's where the volume was on the name. And then basically we got them at 245, and we got a nice 100% move on that to the upside into the end of the day there. So good little trade on that. And other than that, though, on the equity side, that's it. So overall, hit rate on the equity side was really good today. We managed the trades extremely well. On the option side, a little bit sloppier, just because obviously you don't have all the premiums getting juiced up because the VIX is coming in all day. So some of the stuff that we did do, we did a lot of we did some retail stuff on M, which worked out nicely. We did some Afrin puts, which worked out pretty well. A couple scalps on those. We did some low calls. These ones did not work. The 240s, they pretty much stayed flat the entire day. We did right out the gate. We also noticed that we noticed that oil was pushing, so we did XOM 75 calls, which ended up getting at the money, which is great. CVX calls, which ended up working well. 130s got in the money nicely. Then we rolled to 135s, which are up as well. A couple 100% on those trades there. IBM, They had good, well, they raised guidance yesterday. We grabbed some calls out the gate today, 135s, ended up getting the money on those. Again, a couple 100%. Not a bad little trade there. And then DWAC was probably one of the other big ones out the gate this morning. We grabbed it right out the gate. Noticed it was strong. And we grabbed the, what was it, 80 calls, I believe? Let me just look back, guys. I know it was like 177% or something like that on the trade. It was pretty good. Yep, DWAC calls, which worked out nicely. And then there's a few other things that we ended up just taking off flat because they weren't moving anywhere. So Disney, we took some puts, 125s. They didn't really move, so we just ended up taking them off. We had some NVX calls, which ended up working nicely this morning, the hundreds. Got a decent pop on those. We had some BABA calls, which ended up getting a little pop on those, and basically 10, 15 cents, not really much. Some SPY puts we had out the gate, the 420s, which worked out nicely as a hedge intraday. Ended up getting out of those at the rest at the entry when it started to bounce. But all in all, again, we managed the trades really well today. I think, anything that didn't work, we didn't really let it stop out. We just took it off. Things were moving slow enough where it was easy to get in and out of things. So for a inside kind of choppier day, I think we did quite well. So I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see what tomorrow brings, guys. FOMC day tomorrow. So I would expect a little bit more volatility, as well as, we do have big earnings coming up on Thursday as well. Microsoft just reported actually after hours today. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have any questions, you go to SpartanTrading.com. We do stream from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. Tomorrow, we do open up the YouTube stream to the public in the morning for the first hour and a half from 8 to 9:30, right? The market opens up. So if you guys want to come check us out then, you can. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.